Hello dear friends, I'm going to show you a beautiful, also easy peasy French tart with just very thinly sliced apple, which are now in abundance available, and easy made, so please try. It is a very classical French recipe. So just cut your apples. Take the core out and then slice them, and I'm going to make a very small one. This is not a very good idea if I eat it all. Oh, well, these come from my neighbor's garden. And I think caterpillars also liked it. Well, they have to eat too, don't they? Take the core out and just cut them very thinly. That is the only heavy job you have to do. Just preheat your oven to 175 Celsius and 350 Fahrenheit. Put some sugar on top of your baking paper, and as I already told you, I'm going to make a small one because I don't know where to go with all the sugar. And just put sugar on the baking paper, there where you will put your puff pastry. Stop. Just slice them thinly. And what you then do is you just score with the back of your knife, very soft, about 1 centimeter from the edge. My puff pastry went a little bit berserk. I think I did something wrong. So I tried to, but it will do. And what I do then is really building up the apples, and later on what we will do is we will bake them for 35 minutes in the oven at 175 Celsius, 350 on Fahrenheit. So after 35 minutes I will take them out of the oven. I will put a piece of baking paper on top. I will put this on top and it will go back into the oven. So, maybe I could have sliced them a little bit thinner, but I didn't. So no. And when I have really enough apples on it, I will brush some melted butter. So melt a little bit of butter, and we will brush this on top, and we will put some sugar on top. If you have a mandolin, use that. Don't look at my not very thin slices of apple. I've had a lot in France this year. Oh, so lovely. And even if it's a little bit scored, like a little bit brown is not important. In France, it's very normal. It gives taste. So what we will do now is I will put some melted butter on top. Not too much. Remember, there's already a lot of butter in the puff pastry. And it's a sort of invisible to the eye that it's all in there. But I can tell you it really is. But maybe you made puff pastry once yourself, and then you know. And then you know. I don't think I'm doing this very neat, but forgive me. Forgive me. Okay. And what you do now is you just put sugar on top. But as you can imagine, you just have a little bit of sugar. You have apples, of course there's sugar in too, but it is not as heavy and high with calories because, yeah, most of it is apple. Well, let's say fruit is very healthy. And it will go into the oven about 35 minutes, and then I'll get it back and I will put another tray on it so it flattens, because then the apple is sort of ripe. The first 35 minutes. Now I will put a piece of baking paper on top. And you could use another baking tray, but I will use this one. And now I will very gentle just give it a push. And now it will go back into the oven for 25 minutes. See you later. And what you also already could do, just prepare a little bit of apricot jam to, and then make sure it's fine, so not very nice pieces of apricot, because you really need all the jelliness of the jam. And we'll just brush it on top, and it will really look like you've been in Paris. Here I am. This is the finished tart, and what I will do is apricot it. It's like you take the apricot jam, I sift it, and no, not really, not all of it, because I thought it was a little bit too little. So to give it a beautiful glinstering, that is what all the famous bakers do. I really hope you will try it. And leave a like, maybe subscribe. Bon appétit! It's very beautiful if you make it for a dessert. Just put a little bit of whipped cream next to it, or ice cream, or whatever you fancy. As you can see, I didn't sieve it very well. Now we just have to wait for it to cool down, so we can finally put it in where it is going to go. Yeah. Tarte aux pommes. Enjoy.